Welcome to Moana's Midnight Meadow Report. So this is my first Midnight Meadow Report. Today is now August 18th, 2018, Saturday. And I decided if I have more thoughts in my head that pop up because I just did a video, that if by midnight I'm still up and I'm still thinking about it, I'm just going to share it with you all. So when I discussed my thoughts in regards to me enjoying my getting a credit balance on my utility bills, I thought, you know what, maybe I'm giving the impression that I'm living my life in fear or terror or scarcity, but I feel like it's quite the contrary. The main reason why I felt like I might have been giving that impression is because, well, I don't really know why, but all I know is there was a story. Well, Grant Cardone, he told a story how his dad passed when he was 10, and they were in their dream house. They had only been in their dream house for a year. And then once his dad passed, his mom had to sell the dream house, and she was like very adamant about saving every penny, and, you know, we need to make the money last. And he just, the way he viewed it was life was being lived in terror in his household. His mom was living in fear and terror. So my assessment on my experience when I wasn't paying the bills like I should have, that's when I felt like I was living in terror. And also I feel like I was trying to live in ignorance, you know, with me not wanting to open my bills and such. But now that I'm completely comfortable with opening my bills and really actually excited to get the mail, like when the mail comes in, I'm like, and it's just like coupons and stuff, I'm like, ah, because I'd rather see a bill to see how far along I progressed with paying off a bill, or if I feel that a bill is correct with how much they're charging me, so I could fight the so I can call and be like, I'm pretty sure this is incorrect. Can we look at it together? You know, I don't know. I feel more confident now, and I hope that reflected in my last video. That I'm just really, really excited about, you know, taking the reins, taking control, writing my own script, or flipping my own script, however you want to put it. But I'm loving it. I'm really loving that part. And one of the things that I definitely need to work on is cleaning. I mentioned that, and I was doing a segment where I was showing my quote-unquote progress, which all it did was pretty much bring me shame, because in my head I was like, I'm really not progressing. This is really sad, you know. So, with the cleaning, I actually found out something quite interesting that a friend of mine said. Well, I'm calling him a friend of mine, but he is actually my therapist, and I've had a therapist since March, and it's been assisting me quite a bit. I used to think that I could never be cured of my anger, my rage, my lack of self-worth. You know, I didn't think I could be cured of that, and I feel like I'm getting many tools. And one of the first things he did was go, oh, by the way, what you're experiencing isn't anger or rage. Well, it is, but that's not how it originated. It started out as anxiety. And I was like, no. And then I looked into it more, like within myself, just asking, did it really start with anxiety? Well, what about when I react this way? What about when I react that way? And I was like, you know what? I think he has a point there. Like, I think he's right. Because he says anger is a secondary emotion. And there's always something else before that. So he told me about the anger iceberg. And, you know, just the tip of the iceberg is all you could see, which is the anger. But everything underneath, no one can see that. But it's really like shame, guilt, humiliation, and being overwhelmed, all these other things that are happening under the surface that no one can see. So I've been getting more familiar with the concept of it being anxiety, not anger, and it's making sense. And the last session we had, because I've been struggling with cleaning the house, and he said that I consider cleaning as a threat, because I described to him a story of how when I would be punished as a child, I would be made to wash dishes, and usually the feeling that I was feeling while washing dishes was just me crying, me completely upset, in distress, distraught. So all these feelings are still, like, I didn't realize, but there's still residual effects from that experience, and I know I have the power to change that. So when he said you view cleaning as a threat, I was like, oh my gosh, another thing that he's right about. But I'm really thankful of him having a different perspective to show me, and I'm thankful that I'm open to receive this information. So yeah, those are my closing thoughts. Now that it's midnight, or past midnight, past the witching hour is what my mom calls it. And I just want to thank you for allowing me to share my story again. If I'm not really good at looking at comments and stuff and follow up. However, if anyone has a story they'd like to share in regards to anxiety or their resistance to clean, or just their moments where they realize, oh wow, this is rooted in childhood, great. Then it would be great if you shared, and sometimes I don't even know how to get into my comments. So that'll be interesting. We'll see if I can figure that out. And I hope you have a meowsing rest of your weekend. Meow.